What a game, what a game, what a game. This game was a tester. This game was to see what the Denver Nuggets would be made of going forward for the rest of the season. This is their 13th game, which means they have what 69, 60 something games left. Um, just a complete dogfight to the end. That first quarter was absolute beautiful basketball. Even though we only got Aaron for 3 minutes and poor thing hurt his hamstring all over again, we only got Aaron for 3 minutes. But as a whole, the team played great basketball in that first quarter. That first quarter, they outscored them 25-12. Everybody working together, and most importantly, and I'm glad they didn't wait until there was a problem to try and solve it. Denver knew ahead of time we have to win the rebounding game because you can't guarantee you're going to win the defensive game. You can't guarantee you're going to win the offensive game because they surely didn't in the second quarter. So if you're not winning either side, the best thing you can do is win the rebounding game and give yourself multiple possessions to get something, okay? And they outscored them. Let's see. Let me see what that first quarter was looking like when it comes to rebounds. They outscored them. Gosh, they already have a game. Yeah, and then they have to play the Kings, the Domantas Sabonis-less Kings, in less than 24 hours. That's crazy. All right. Let's see here. No, it's not telling me. Okay. Well, either way, they got 19 rebounds in the first quarter, 7 offensive. So off the bat, they're winning the rebounding battle before it becomes a problem that they have to use rebounding to solve. That second quarter was atrocious, child. That second quarter was really atrocious. I think they definitely saw some clips in the Chicago game and the Pelicans game, where the game plan is just to trap Jamal. And it did work for a while, child. We couldn't get anything really going for Cam Johnson offensively. Defensively, I mean, Cam got into foul trouble pretty early. Especially, I think he only played like 2 minutes in the first quarter. He got into foul trouble pretty early, and by the time he came back into the game, quickly got another foul. But that second quarter, him and Jamal, they couldn't do anything on offense or defense. Sorry. My nose wants to sneeze. But I think we lost that. We lost that quarter, yeah, really bad. 37-21. And I mean, God dog, that doggone Reed Shepherd, bro. So Houston was playing up. Okay, they're playing up. They're forcing Denver's defense to contest up, and with that, it's drawing them away from those Reed Shepherd and I forget the other man's name. Reed Shepherd and who was it? Okogie, who are just hiding off in the corners. And baby, that Reed Shepherd was getting any shot he wanted. Very happy for him. And just having a really spectacular, very efficient night from 3. But David Adelman was very good at making the necessary corrections so that we could slow him down. Spencer Jones, I mean, just another stellar defensive performance from Spencer Jones. He truly held his weight against Sagoon. I was not ready to see that. I mean, yeah, he got in foul trouble too. He didn't get in the foul. I think he just had 4 fouls. I don't think he got more than 4. Now it's not showing me. Jeez Louise. Okay, whatever. Um, it might be up on here. It should be. It should be. Spencer Jones. He got into foul trouble also pretty early. And yeah, he had 4 fouls, but I think he got that. When did he get that 4th foul? He got that 4th foul somewhere in the 3rd quarter, and thankfully, didn't foul out. Yoke was in foul trouble, as he was in the Pelicans game on Wednesday, I believe. But he got into foul trouble pretty early in the 4th, and it was pretty risky for David Adelman to leave him in the game, but he trusted him. Da trusted Yoke trusted himself, and he did a great job at not picking up another foul for the rest of the game. But going back to we're gonna get to Yoke in a minute. But going back to Spencer Jones, he truly held his own, getting stops against Reed Shepherd. Reed didn't get the ball as much as he did. Again, coming back in the 4th, which was just a great adjustment. He still made some threes now. He still made some threes that hurt us. But he didn't get as many touches as he did in that 2nd quarter where he just went off. Also, Spencer Jones went Sagoon. I think he got a foul or 2 guarding Sagoon, but I mean, I tell you, he was not giving him any space. And there was one play where Sagoon was like trying to back him down and then spin off of him. And Spence was still just like, he was like a brick wall. He was right there. And even Sagoon was just like, what the hell? Like, how is he this strong that I can't get past him? So just and Spencer just also being kind of everywhere you need him to be on the defensive end. The only thing about Spence, I truly don't care. Oh yes, he made a marvelous 3-pointer. I think it was somewhere in the. I can't remember. Let me check. I can't remember if it was in the 3rd quarter. I can't remember if it was in the 3rd quarter or the hello. I can't remember if it was in the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter. Okay, yeah, it was in the 4th quarter. He made a spectacular 3-pointer, wide open. I think either Yoke or Jamal was just dribbling the paint, attracting all the traffic with them, and Spence was literally just left all alone on the wing. I think it was Jamal. Jamal passed it back out to him, and he just cashed that thing. Mind you, I do not expect much offensively from Spencer Jones outside of offensive rebounds. In terms of scoring, I truly don't care because he makes up for it every bit on defense. And if he's not getting us actual defensive stops, he's slowing down the pace of the offense so that he's definitely playing his part to make the offense have to work a little harder against Denver. And I am truly hoping, I'm not trying to say somebody need to lose their job. But I'm truly hoping, they can make room for him on this roster as a one-way player, like as just an official Denver Nugget, because yeah, we're only 13 games into the season. But I mean, if his defense is just getting us stops like this, if his defense is just allowing us to buy just a little bit more time to get ourselves together on offense, that's, I'll take it. You just have other people on this team who are just not doing anything, bro. They're not doing anything. They can't contribute anything. And then it's like, with Aaron, we don't know how long Aaron is going to be out. It's so much. It's so much because Val played great in this game. Val really played great in this game. I enjoyed the incorporation of the double big lineup with Yoke and Val. It was something that I really wanted the previous coach to explore with Yoke and DeAndre. And Yoke had a very great defensive game. He truly did. Um, but there are just instances, and it's not so much in this game, but just in previous games and games moving forward, where if Yoke is too slow to keep up with a very fast offense like Chicago. Or if Val is too slow to keep, Yoke is a little bit faster than Val, depending on, what's going on. Uh, Val also played great. I know I just said that, but he played great in getting us, again, some rebounds that were desperately needed, as well as some uh, putbacks under the rim. There were a lot of possessions that didn't look like they were going in at first, and then somebody is able to give Val the ball. He's able to be patient with it, and just the easy lay. So Val overall had a great game, especially against Sagoon. When you got Sagoon and Steve Adams in there, it was definitely to our benefit to also have Yoke and Val in the game. The front office has done a marvelous job with the additions that they've given Denver to compete against high-level teams like the best offense in the league and the Houston Rockets. However, now that Aaron's out, it's just like, okay, what does that backup four position look like? Because in the Pelicans game, Yoke had a lot of turnovers. Was it Yoke? Oh, I'm sorry. Was it the Pelicans? I think it was the Pelicans game. Yeah, in the Pelicans game, Yoke had a lot of turnovers, trying to pass the ball to players that he expects to kind of fill in for Aaron's role. Being a cutter, being a lob threat, being someone who just knows where Yoke is going to pass, anticipating, catching the ball. Yoke had some turnovers because, Deuce was just not anticipating the ball. And it's just like, okay, there aren't many players in the league built like Aaron Gordon, but it's just like Peyton is cool. Peyton has definitely shown himself. He played great in this game. He played such great defense on KD, whether it was on KD or on Reed Shepherd in the second half, child. Because definitely not in the first half. Nobody played great defense on Reed Shepherd in the first half. But it's just getting to a point where it's just like, okay, if Val can't play in a game because it's too fast or too much going on, who's really going to fill in that third string center? When Aaron is out, okay, Peyton is going to fill in for the power forward, but it's just like he still doesn't have the skill, the skill and the IQ that Aaron does when it comes to playing that point forward position and getting to his spot and drawing the fouls and getting the shots or creating his own shots the same way that Aaron does. That's going to be greatly missed. And then it's, same for Jamal. Jamal played over 40 minutes this game. And then they literally have another game against the Kings not even 24 hours later. Jamal's going to be dog tired. Who's going to fill that in? Bruce had a great game. Bruce has had a great couple of last games and just being everywhere on the floor, offensively and defensively. He's definitely taken on the role of filling in for that fast break for the cutter and for fulfilling those fast break plays and executing them very well. So I got the sense that Bruce really enjoyed playing this game. Peyton was already great. Spence was great. Val was great. Tim was cool. Tim was cool. He hasn't been shooting the same as he was in the beginning. But baby, there was a stretch. There was a stretch. I think it was in the first quarter where Denver, like, they just kept missing shots, jumpers. They kept missing shots, but they kept getting the offensive rebound. First time, I think Tim shot it, missed it. Somebody got it. I think it was Jamal, passed it back out to Tim. Shot it again, missed. I think Val got the rebound and passed it to somebody. Passed it to Jamal. Jamal dribbled around, and then passed it back to Tim. And then Tim made it on the third try. So just going back to, rebounds, giving you really the opportunity to give yourself not just second, but also third chances. And then Tim, there was a stretch, I think it was in the I want to say the third quarter, where Jabari, I love me some Jabari Smith, child. I am so happy for his growth and how he's just grown so much on this team. But Jabari, he tried to get slick with Tim. And so Jabari, he's definitely a 3-point threat. So what happens is he's on the right wing. And at first he's dribbling. He has the ball. He's dribbling inside. But it's only like a step or two. And then he decides to dribble back out of the arc, out of the 3-point line. He looks at Tim. He says, come here. Come here to guard him. And then, because Tim, my issue with Tim on defense is like, brother, you got to step up. You got to step up. Because for the most part, when Reed was just cashing in all those threes, it was Tim guarding him. And then sometimes Tim also isn't the best at finding open spots. So if Jamal is getting double teamed, or if Yoke and Jamal are playing their 2-man game and nothing's really coming of it, Tim will really just stand there. And I'm like, Tim, you got to run around. You got to go somewhere to get active. You got to go somewhere to make yourself available. You can cut and then dribble back out, or cut and then dribble around to the other side. But you got to do something than just stand there, or else, my brother, you really just in the way. And then on defense, he needs to come up some more against competition. He may not have the best footwork like that. So it's not like I'm expecting, Christian Braun levels of defense. But for the most part, Tim has been solid for us on defense. But there were just some parts in this game where I'm like, brother, you're not about to guard nothing standing, this far back on your defender. But anyway, Tim guarding Jabari. Jabari looks at him like, he says, come here. Jabari takes 2 steps back, cashes a 3 in his face. And then, so they transition, Nuggets transition back to offense. And Jamal dribbles in, passes the ball back to Tim on the right wing. On the right wing, on the left wing. Jabari was on the right wing on his side. Passes the ball back to Tim. Jabari fouls Tim on the shot. Tim is shooting a 3. Jabari fouls him on the shot, and Tim cashes that 3. And I thought it was so funny. And you just see the look on Jabari's face like, man, damn. Like, yeah, you were talking big stuff just for the same thing and the and one to happen right back to you. Jabari had a fabulous game tonight. Oh yeah, I think he made the last 3 that had them at no. Was it him? Was it him or Amen Thompson? No, Jabari made the last 3. Amen made the 3 before him. So Jabari made a very quick last minute 3 that had Houston within 1 of winning this game. And then Jokic got fouled. Shoot his 2 free throws, and we gone home, sweetie. But Jabari had a really great game. He was one of 3 players that scored over 20 points, and he scored 21. He scored 21. KD. Even Amen Thompson had 22 points. Amen had a really good game. I like the float. He had a really good game. Just taking it to the. It's really hard to stop Amen when he's just like taking it to the paint every time. So I was really here to watch, Peyton and Amen battle it off. I think Peyton was on KD for the most part. Amen was guarding Jamal for the most part, and he got the better of that definitely in the first half. On Jamal, but Jamal and Cam were able to get it together in the second half, which was much needed. But Amen had a nice couple of jumpers that he shot in this game where I was just like, okay, cool. I like that for him. But yeah, that fourth quarter, they were just going back and forth, and it was really the type of basketball that you want to see as a fan. And when you're dealing with the Denver Nuggets, it just gets to a point where Jamal and Yoke, baby, they're just gonna run that 2-man game back and forth. Okay, they're gonna run that 2-man game back and forth, and it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy because it was working. Like, it was just working like clockwork. I'm like, how y'all gonna just keep leaving Yoke open at the 3? Like, you just expect him not to make those. And then Yoke himself just shooting ridiculous middies and making them at the same spot, at the same right elbow. This man is shooting the same middies and making them. So, yeah, he was putting up some shots, some jumpers, boy, that, again, in true Joker fashion, just always look impossible until they go in. Jamal, like I said, Jamal turned on the Jets. There was a stint where KD, the lead was constantly going back and forth. There was a stint where KD definitely fouled Joker. I think Yoke had like a missed layup or a missed dunk or something like that, and KD clearly fouled him. They didn't call it. But if you haven't seen already, there's probably going to be a clip going around of Yoke dunking on Sagoon and Jabari, and it is so wicked because he's in the mid-range section, and he just takes his time, does his twists and turns, dribbles inside the paint, and this was like, I think, like at the top of the third. So I'm pretty sure David Adelman put some fire in them during halftime, because Yoke wasn't really that aggressive offensively. He was playing good defense. Again, there was a lineup that David Adelman had where I'm just like, dog, like, you have no rebounders in this lineup outside of Nikola Jokic. But there was they were definitely getting it back together in the third quarter. But you can definitely tell when they came back, David Adelman had kind of lit a fire under them. And the right people, because it was the right people who needed to turn up and get it together. Cam and Jamal. Cam only made 1 3 in this game, but it was definitely a 3 that mattered. It was a 3 that gave them the lead back when things, I think, Houston had been leading over the Nuggets by 5, and the commenters kept saying over and over again, "Oh, they're leading by 5. It's the biggest lead that they've had all game," which said something. I'm like, oh, we not playing that bad, and it's the biggest lead that they've had, 5 points. Okay, that's what made me feel like this win is definitely doable. But yeah, overall, I'm just glad that they found the energy to finish it out. Like I said, Cam made that 1 3. He struggled pretty much all night, but he made the 3 when it mattered. Everybody, I said, Bruce played well. Val played well. Peyton played really well. He only had 9 points all game, but for him to play the defense that he was playing on KD uh, was very, very impressive. And Jamal too. Jamal with I think everybody, when Jamal blocked KD's shot, it was just like, who does that? When's the last time you saw KD? KD of all people. When's the last time you seen KD's shot get blocked? Who knows? But and then Houston, they just kind of played the foul game, which was working, child. It was working because Amen made that three, and then Jabari made that three. But Denver kept making their free throws. Jamal missed one, which was kind of scary. But Denver kept making their free throws, and they was just able to Sagoon. I was scared, child. I thought he was going to make that three at the end. I'm like, baby, I ain't got it in me to watch this game go into overtime. But whether Denver won this game or not, it was truly a testament to, one, the coaching staff, two, their willpower, right? And they've said constantly about each other. When you listen to their post-game comments, they've all said the same thing about each other when asked about each other by sports journalists. Oh, what do you have to say about this player? What do you have to say about your new teammate? What do you have to say? They all say the same thing. So-and-so works hard, and so-and-so just wants to win. Whatever it is, so-and-so is willing to do because so-and-so just wants to win. And this was a game where the Denver Nuggets played so collectively. There was a play where like they passed the ball probably like 5 times. They passed the ball probably like 5 times. And I forget, I want to say Tim shot it or Jamal shot it. I forget who shot it, but they, it was kind of shaky. But they took their time. They looked for each other. They made smart passes, and they were able to get a field goal off of it. So this was a game where they definitely showed their tenacity. They showed their willpower, and they showed their desire and their work ethic to win. So with that being said, they have a Kings game, which, I mean, technically on paper they should win. But it's just like they have to take a flight from Houston to Denver, and then you don't get much rest at all. And Aaron's already out on top of Chris being out. Jamal and Yoke. Jamal played over 40 minutes. Yoke played 39 minutes and 20 seconds. So I think Val is going to get a lot of minutes next game. Peyton should get a lot of minutes next game, and hopefully, Peyton has at least a 20-point game because they're going to need him to step up offensively because I don't think Yoke and Jamal are just going to have the legs to do it in this Kings game, but we will see. If you watched the game, what were your favorite parts? What were the parts that had you pulling out your hair? I definitely know like my heartbeat was going crazy those last like 2 minutes. Shout out to Nikola Jokic for not fouling out. But if you watched the game, what were your takeaways? What did you enjoy? What did you find irritating? What would you have changed? What adjustments did you like from the coaching staff? And what are your predictions for this next Kings game? Tell me how you feel. This is Kiana Talks Ball. I will be back with y'all on the next time. Have a good one.